This video is sponsored by pHEX. pHEX is fundamentally changing the legacy banking system by giving you the power to create currency and earn interest. The pHEX ecosystem consists of two main coins, which are the pHEX Silver Dollar and the pHEX Token. The pHEX Silver Dollar is the first cryptocurrency stablecoin where you own the collateral, create currency, earn interest, leverage, and stake for higher yields. The pHEX Token is a utility token used to buy, mint the stablecoin, and stake into a certificate deposit. pHEX has decentralized every aspect of the banking system where you create any amount of passive income you like. Check out pHEX at phex.io. This video is sponsored by Love. Love is a hot new cryptocurrency launching on the Pulsechain. The decentralized project will be targeting three main fields, which are e-commerce, micro-tipping, and decentralized payments. Love is developing a decentralized marketplace that offers a wide variety of products from perfumes to designer clothes and offers cashback in cryptocurrency. If you want to learn more about this hidden altcoin gem, check out Love at love.io.
What is up, guys? Welcome to Verse Crypto channel, the most savage and degenerate crypto channel out there. My name's Khaos Kris, and I'll be your host today. Before we hop in this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on bell notifications so that we keep you guys up to date with the latest, greatest news and information within this space. That being said, let's hop right in this video. Today is one of the greatest days of our lives. Today, we just had something extremely special happen last night, and I believe it was like 8 or 9 o'clock. I don't know, but the Pulsechain launched, baby. Let's freaking go. After 2 years of being vilified, being attacked, called a scammer, getting robbed on Twitter, getting blackballed by the entire crypto community, we finally have Pulsechain launched and ready to go. There's so many haters out there, so many people punching the freaking air, tears all over, but we are going to win. So before I get into a full video and start talking trash and doing all this stuff, I just want to tell everyone that was in Pulsechain sacrifice and Pulsechain sacrifice. That was a OG hexagon and within the Richard Hardy ecosystem. Congratulations, you guys did it. You held through the storm, you got vilified, and now you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And everything that comes to you in this year, good or bad, regardless, it's going to be a good year, and I'm excited to see what you accomplish down the road, because I firmly believe the Pulsechain will be one of the biggest investments and #1 picks in this cryptocurrency upcoming bull market. So guys, today we're going to talk all things Pulsechain. I'm going to talk to you guys about some really juicy news and some new stuff going on in this ecosystem. I think from now on in these live streams, I'll be talking a lot of Pulsechain news because we're going to see projects launch left and right. And I want to keep you guys in the loop because we already know what projects are planning to be on the Pulsechain ecosystem. But we don't know what type of utility is going to be coming out. We don't know if we're going to see Ethereum projects move from Ethereum to Pulsechain. Right now, we're seeing a lot of projects move over to Binance Smart Chain, and I'll get into that a little bit later. So there's a lot of things we need to cover, and we also need to discuss some trading strategies because we've been talking about this ecosystem so much for the past few months, and I know most of you guys are plotting something out. You wrote down a strategy or whatever. Now it's time to execute. It's time for you to execute Order 66 and freaking set yourself up to make some freaking awesome gains and take this ship to the moon. Holy cow, I'm so excited. I didn't even sleep last night. I'm on like 4 hours of sleep right now, so I'm going absolutely bananas. So to start off, let me do a quick screen share. Talking about the price of Bitcoin. we are sitting at about 26827. A little bit of a drawdown and a little bit of a uptick, so nothing really too bad. So definitely looking to see what's going to happen coming on to the future. The banking crisis is becoming a lot bigger, and we're starting to see the price starting to settle in. So I firmly believe we're going to be trading sideways for a significant amount of time. Now, moving on, the one thing I'm very interested in getting into, HEX. HEX had a interesting drawdown. Now, up until the Pulsechain launch, it was actually trading sideways between 5 and 6 cents. Now, once Pulsechain launched, we had a 50% drop. So it went from, gosh, what was that? Let me increase this a little bit. So it was sitting at about 6 cents, and now it's plotting down to 3 cents. So definitely not looking pretty good, but that was also somewhat expected. And let's look at the 24-hour. So we had a little bit of a drawdown. It's sitting at about 3 cents, and I think what's happening is people are dumping their HEX because of the Pulsechain launch, and now nobody's really that interested in Ethereum HEX because everyone thinks Pulsechain HEX is going to be the main play. In my opinion, I think this is a great opportunity if you want to get back into eHEX. I still firmly believe that it's going to do well going on to the future. Yes, we built Pulsechain for HEX, but also keep in mind that eHEX is always going to be around and it's designed to go up and to the right. So don't discredit it. And to be honest, when people are bearish, I'm usually bullish. When people are bullish, I'm usually bearish. So I'm actually now extremely bullish on HEX now that everybody's just dumping it like it's nothing. So my personal opinion. So coming back to the infamous tweet, Pulsechain mainnet is now launched. Tweeted out by our boy Richard Hart. He also put out PulseX mainnet is now live, and he put it all on his Twitter. The funny part about this is if you scroll down, he says, "I'm going to have 8 hours of sleep. I think good night." The guy was absolutely trolling all you guys, and I believe that was pretty funny. And then I believe all the other developers tweeted the same exact thing. So regardless, he tweeted that out. Then we got the Pulsechain launch and the PulseX launch, and then everybody just started crazy. Crypto Twitter went booming. We had spaces, and then all the supposedly HEX and Pulsechain gurus that actually don't know anything about cryptocurrency came out and talked about how they were in it to win it and all that stuff. They never floated anything. Whatever. So right now, Richard's Twitter, as usual, is blowing up. There's a lot of stuff going on in this ecosystem, and we're going to talk a little bit about the ratios and the blocks and whatnot and give you guys a good idea. But the one thing I want to say is PulseX is burning like crazy. And last time I checked, it was sitting at about 3 billion PulseX. So 3 billion. Yeah, it's about 2.199 billion since 7 hours ago. So definitely a lot going up here. So coming over to Pulsechain. So if you guys want to come over, check out pulsechain.com. It has everything you need to set up. Make sure you install MetaMask. It will pop up on MetaMask, and then you can actually just click in a button that will add the Pulsechain network automatically. If you guys want, you can just do it natively by just adding Pulsechain, new RPC, chain ID, and everything. We have a video on our YouTube channel, so if you want to check that out on how to add a network to your MetaMask, feel free to check it out. But I'm not going to go into that because there's more important things we need to talk about. So if you guys come over here, where was it? Was it Validator, Bridge, Explorer? So click Explorer, and once you pop up Explorer, you will see all the epochs. You will see the blocks being approved. This is your proof that Pulsechain is live. You can pinch yourself. You're not dreaming. Everything's there. You can go through blockchain, look at all the blocks being approved. You can check out the validators. I believe there's like over 6,000. Oh, excuse me. There's 4,096 active validators, and there's 306 validators pending. So basically what a validator is you can take your Pulse tokens, lock it up, and then whoever runs the validator pool will sit there and approve transactions, and in exchange for approving transactions, you will receive Pulsechain rewards that are collected from fees. So it's a great way to earn passive income. If you're a big investor in Pulsechain and you want to earn passive income, delegating your coins to a validator is one of the best options you can actually do right now. Because guess what? When the bridge opens up, there are going to be millions of transactions, which means you have the potential to make so much Pulse. This is not financial advice, but please keep in mind this will be a great passive income tool that you can utilize. And I'll probably do another video on how to do this. Now, so that's a little bit breakdown the Pulsechain Explorer. Now come over here to Pulse Ramp. Pulse Ramp, this is going to be the Pulsechain bridge. And when this goes live, then you can basically bridge over your tokens from Ethereum to Pulsechain. Those are going to be the two main gateways. Keep in mind, Pulsechain, the bridges are where a majority of the hacks are going to happen. So this is going to take some time, but people are speculating 24 to 48 hours. To be honest, I think the Pulsechain bridge is going to open up a little bit later than that. If you go in the past and type in cryptocurrency hack, you'll see tons of articles that say bridge hacks. This happened a lot with Solana, and I believe it happened with Volis and all these other blockchains. You guys can do the research, but this is probably the one thing that gets Richard Hart the most anxiety or keeps him up at night is the Pulsechain bridge, because if this Pulsechain bridge gets attacked by somebody, there's a good chance that this project won't collapse, but it'll get hit hard. So right now, I'm actually watching the Pulsechain bridge extremely closely. I think the developer team and Richard Hart has spent about, I would say, 50% of their time making sure this thing is completely bulletproof when it comes to hacks. Now, how these hacks work on a bridge, without getting to like the nerd science behind it, essentially what someone can go do is hack into the code and create a synthetic token that can be read through the bridge. So for example, they'll take like a synthetic Ethereum and then mint a bunch of Ethereum, and when you bridge over Ethereum from one blockchain to another, the native Ethereum from the Ethereum network is locked into the bridge. And so what they're trying to do is trick the code into releasing those Ethereum tokens so that the hacker can take it and go and so on and whatnot. That's basically a watered down version. I won't get too much into it. So please keep your eye out on that as well. Now, what we are going to do is check out PulseX. This is where all the action is happening, baby. So if you guys don't know, PulseX, decentralized exchange, it's a great place to use. It's similar to Coinbase, except there's no company or centralized interests controlling it. You can connect your MetaMask wallet here, click and connect wallet. You can do MetaMask, Brave. They even have a Ledger Connect. Believe it or not, Pulsechain is supported by Ledger now, which is absolutely awesome. And there's a Wallet Connect where you can scan your QR code and then get into it. So we're not going to touch that right now. So what people are doing right now is they're essentially doing ratio trading. So the Pulsechain sacrifice was about $26 million. So that's how much Pulsechain tokens were released. And then PulseX was about $1 billion. The reason why PulseX was so big was because HEX went viral. Because HEX went viral, people found out about Pulsechain after the sacrifice. So what they did during the PulseX sacrifice is sacrifice extra money so that they can swap some of the PulseX tokens for Pulse and be in Pulse before price discovery. So when I was looking at this last night, one PulseX was sitting at about 4.86 Pulse. Now, one PulseX is sitting at 0.27 Pulse. So the ratio between PulseX and Pulsechain went down significantly. Now, if you sacrifice in the PulseX sacrifice, I can understand that you want to get into Pulsechain immediately. But right now, since that ratio went down, this might not be a good deal to get into this right away. Sometimes the best thing to do is wait on the sidelines, wait for the bridge to go live, wait for money to be bridged over, and then we hit price discovery. That will be the best time to really engage in this. A lot of people are banking that Pulse is going to explode, and that's why they try to acquire as many tokens as possible, and that's why the ratio is so messed up right now. In my opinion, PulseX has a bunch of these tokens on the exchange, so now there's a smaller amount of PulseX, which means once we hit price discovery, I firmly believe that we're going to see much more of a rapid price appreciation behind PulseX than Pulsechain, because the supply and the amount of tokens held on the market is going to be a lot less than the Pulsechain, because everybody's all Pulsechain crazy right now. So I firmly believe just doing nothing and holding your PulseX tokens might be a good move. Another great move, buying the incentive token right off the bat, baby. Well, actually, probably not too much of a good move, because the incentive token is going to have mass inflation, so I'll probably stay away from that. So another good move, pHEX. Now, one thing I'll say about pHEX is since pHEX was copied over, we saw a dip in the Ethereum pHEX, and now pHEX is having a little bit of dip as well. People bought pHEX and they used it to swap for PulseX and Pulsechain if they missed out on the PulseX sacrifice as well. Now that pHEX has a smaller ratio compared to PulseX and Pulse, there's a good chance that this might be a good opportunity to go in and cop a big old bag of pHEX. Because I firmly believe once people start buying up pHEX, this thing is going to appreciate like a freaking monster, baby. But I'm not really sure. This is ratio. This is extremely high risk DeFi. So, you guys let me know down in comments what your trading strategy is. But overall, I mean, regardless of whether you want to get into pHEX, Pulse, or PulseX, I honestly think the best thing to do is do nothing and let things play out. Now, moving on, let's take a little lookarooski at the burn. So far, there have been 4 billion PulseX tokens burnt. That is crazy. And that's people just swapping their ERC20 token, their PRC20 tokens to buy Pulse, PulseX, and pHEX. That is absolutely bananas. I absolutely love it. People are being degenerates, and we're seeing what's going to happen. I firmly believe the degenerates are going to win in this. In addition, we have seen people swap for Wrap Pulse and pair it up with PulseX to earn trading fees. That would actually be a great play, which means that you're going to earn some trading fees, and I believe that's in the form of PulseX. I can't remember, but I don't have my wallet connected, so I'm not going to really get into it too much. But overall, definitely a great play pairing these two up, because there's going to be massive amounts of swaps when the bridge goes live. In addition, coming over here to info. Not much going on when it comes to PulseX info and analytics. We haven't hit price discovery. But what's really cool right now is you can come over here and take a little lookarooski of what tokens are going to be on PulseX. So we have Icosa, Dex Tools, Fiat, CurveDAO, Texan token, great token. It's awesome for DAOs, and I love the Texan token development team. Shout out to Rags to Riches. Synthetic Network token, Wrapped Ether, which I'm pretty sure that price is going to be low. We have Wrap Pulse, Wait, Arcade token, Ribbon, and then Maximus, and et cetera, et cetera. So those are the tokens right now that are showing up. I guarantee you we're going to see much more pools, which we're going to get into a little bit later. There's a couple pools. Some people are adding Hex to Wrap Pulse, UFO, which is a big metaverse game. So a lot of crazy stuff going on. And you can already see right here, there's a bunch of people that are swapping Hex for PulseX, PulseX for Wrap Pulse, Hedron for Hex. It is absolute madness, and you can see all the transactions right here. So that's pretty freaking cool. Now, coming over to Dex Screener. Dex Screener just had Pulsechain like at least an hour after the launch, and there are so many pairs that you don't see on PulseX right now. And here, let me refresh this, because they're adding couple every couple seconds. Now, if I go down here, I believe it's like top 100. There's over 4,777 pairs. These are all your ERC20 tokens being paired up with Pulse in all sorts of different tokens. There's a lot of exchanges going on. Some are going up, some are going down. It's absolute mayhem in the streets. But ultimately, what the main goal of everyone's doing with their PRC20 tokens is they're taking it, they're swapping it for Pulsechain, and they're swapping it for PulseX. In my opinion, that might be a good play right now, but also the best play is to look at the tokens that are going to do well on Pulsechain. So I'll give you a great example of what I'm trying to talk about. So kind of scrolling down. Let's see. Well, all right. So Gala Games. So Gala, it's a game. There's a good chance that the team is focused on, I believe they're on Ethereum and Polygon. I need to double check that, but the chances of Gala developing a front end on the Pulse chain is going to be slim to none. So maybe it might be a great idea to swap that token. Coming up, we see the Texan token, we see Zen, we see Chainlink, we see the Ginny token, Uniswap token. So all these tokens that you see up here, I guarantee you the Texan team, and then IM, Internet Money, Zen, Link, Matic, all these major tokens, Ginny and Uniswap, I guarantee the development teams are going to develop front ends for each and every single one of these pairs. In my opinion, Uniswap is going to be a big play because Uniswap has a good chance of receiving a large amount of these PRC20 tokens. I'm not sure if I got that right, but ultimately there's going to be a huge market for Uniswap to come in and offer swaps on the Pulse chain. I understand this is going to compete with PulseX, but having Uniswap on there is going to increase Pulse chain adoption. So honestly, I think Uniswap is going to be a pair. Shiba Inu. A lot of Shiba Inu guys are into Pulse chain. There's a good chance that the Shiba Inu community might come in and try to develop a front end. That's a great play. Zen. I'm going to get a little bit more into Zen later, but there's going to be 2 Zen tokens launching. This Zen right here is going to be switched over to Zen Classic, and then we're going to have is it PZen? Yeah, PZen. We're going to have PZen launching pretty soon. I'm going to get into that a little bit later, especially since I think that's kind of a sketchy launch, but we'll talk about it a little bit more. But ultimately, these are all great plays. Another thing, if you own ERC20 tokens, you can come here and get the tokens address for your PRC20 tokens. So let's a great example. Let's say Maxi. So let's say you got copies of your Maxi token. Click on the Maxi pair, come down here, and the Maxi link for the Pulse chain is right here. So you click that, it's going to copy the address. You can add it to your MetaMask. Boom, bada beam, bada boom. If you want, you can come back here to PulseX. Select the token name right here. You'll see the Maxi, import, just say I understand. And then boom, bada beam, you can swap your Maxi for Pulse or whatnot. So that's a little bit of a hack if you're trying to trade your PRC20 tokens for PulseX and Pulsechain. So I predict that we're going to see a very long list of pairs on here. And if I come over here to Ethereum, let's just take a little look at the trading pairs. So there's about 6,110 trading pairs on Ethereum. And then coming back to, gosh, where is PulseX? My gosh, I am blind as a bat right now. Here, I'll just click back. Sorry guys, I don't know why I can't see it on the side. Oh, there it is. All right. So was it like 6,000 something, and then right now this is going up to 4,784. So we're going to see about 2,000 more pairs added on. It's going to be very close to the same amount of pairs on Ethereum. So definitely keep your eyes out on this, and if there's a token that you got a copy of, please use this, search it, and do the exchange, especially before the mainnet launch is coming. Now, switching over here to primary. Now that we have the Pulsechain and the Pulsechain launched, I did a great breakdown on what to expect, what you can do, and some trading strategies. And like I said, in my opinion, you shouldn't do anything. Now we're going to start to see what I call the Pulsechain altcoin boom and the Pulsechain meme coin boom, which I covered in my last stream. Meme coins are still pretty big. I keep going on Twitter and seeing these freaking frogs everywhere, and these dogs, and these cats, and a cookie monster. And as much as I like to sit there and say it is a scam, it keeps going up. Meme coins only go up until they absolutely die, and then they collapse like a rug pull. So I try not to promote a bunch of meme coins, but I do firmly believe these degens are going to come over to the Pulsechain. They're going to wait for price discovery, and they're going to do what degens do and start trading. So the meme coins are going to be coming back into play. We're going to see Pepe. Actually, speaking of Pepe, let's do a quick screen share. Let's take a look at Pepe on Pulsechain. That actually might be a good point. Let's see. Do they even have it right now? Here. Let's say Pepe. Oh, no, don't want to do that one. Pepe/Pulse. Huh. Never mind. I don't see Pepe right now. So, all right. Well, regardless, I haven't seen Pepe on here yet, so we'll get into that a little bit later. But ultimately, let me go back to primary. So, ultimately, what we're going to start to see, in addition to the meme coin explosion, we're about to see the altcoin explosion. And I'm going to show you some coins that I think are going to do extremely well. And then also talk about what I predict is going to happen after the Pulsechain bridge. Please keep an eye on it. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a professional moron. I don't know what I'm doing, but I just like getting into cryptocurrency because I have no friends, and this is what I like to do all day. So, starting off with our first hidden altcoin gem launching on the Pulsechain. And let's go back to screen share. Our first one is Power City. This is a project I have covered many times in the past. Power City is adding so much utility to the Pulsechain ecosystem, and I'm not going to go through every single thing, but they have a pixel park, they have a bridge, they have a decentralized exchange, they have a massive investment fund where they're going to be investing in like Pulsechain related projects. They have everything. If I come over here to roadmap, they just launched pHEX, they're launching Core, they're launching Earn, Amplifier, Pixel Park, whole 9 yards. So there is so much utility going on, and you guys can come over here to the docs. So starting off, we have Core, which is going to be the primary staking platform. You can use this to stake, earn rewards, earn passive income, and essentially using Core, you're going to earn fees from their Pixel Park and their various dApps. They're planning on being a third-party lender for liquid loans, and they're also going to be using the Core token to earn fees on the cross-chain swap, which we're going to get a little bit into a little bit more later. Next thing is Earn, lending. You can take your Pulsechain tokens, your Pulsechain tokens, your liquid loan tokens, and other projects, put it up there and lend it out to other users so they can essentially increase their spending power in the bull market, and then you get to earn fees. Awesome passive income, and the chances of you losing all that are slim to none, because if they get liquidated, your initial goes right back to you, plus some fees because of the liquidation event. So if you want to lend out your crypto, this is a great place to get into. You have the Amplifier. It's for auto compounding front end for earn and liquid loans lending protocols. So I'm not going to get into that too much, but it gets into liquid loans. You have Pixel Park NFT Marketplace. Since the Pulsechain launch, if you owned an NFT, you're also going to get a copy of your NFT on the Pulsechain. If you have a copy of those NFTs, I highly encourage you come over to the Pixel Park, come over to other NFT platforms and sell those NFTs and see how much money you can get off of them. The Bored Yacht Apes on the Pulsechain, I think they're going to do extremely well. I think a lot of these other NFT projects that are popular on the Ethereum blockchain will be popular on the Pulsechain. This is your one opportunity to make some insane bank. And lastly, the one thing I really want to get into, cross-chain swap pHEX. This is probably one of the most bullish parts of this token ecosystem that I absolutely love, is the cross-chain swap. in addition to the bridge from Ethereum to the Pulsechain, we're going to get pHEX. And pHEX is building bridges from Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Avalanche, Kava. Let's see if they have them more. Let's see. Oh, here, I'm going to get out of this. Uh-oh. What did I do? My bad. Kava, whole 9 yards. So, regardless, every major blockchain is going to have a cross-chain swap where you can get into the Pulsechain. And in my opinion, after the Ethereum bridge is launched from Ethereum to Pulsechain, we're going to see the core token explode because pHEX is going to be used by everybody. People from Arbitrum, Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, Avalanche. And another thing I also want to point out, Binance Smart Chain, the ecosystem is not doing too well. Projects are moving from Binance Smart Chain to Arbitrum. We're going to start to see more projects from Binance Smart Chain move over to the Pulsechain. And I think this cross-chain swap is going to be used to help development teams get their users, tokens, and all of their coding assets over to the Pulsechain. So, as for a play, I honestly think Power City is going to be a huge one coming up. I will do a video going on to the future where I'll just dive down deep and get lost in the sauce about everything. There's so much going on here, and I mean, I can already show you pHEX has 15,000 tokens. But regardless, there's so much going on with the Power City token, and this is something I'm going to be using as one of my first plays to get into, especially after we see pHEX launch. So, your second altcoin gem is fiat. Now, I talked a little bit about using your coins as leverage. What I love about fiat is it's the same thing that we saw with Power City. If you own Hex, Pulse, Pulsechain, and Hedron, you can take these coins, put them up there, and essentially allow people to borrow it, spend it, and take out a loan. While that loan is out there, you have to pay a fee off of that loan, and by holding those token assets, you'll earn fees off of those loans. So you can earn passive income from loaning your money out, owning the fiat token and staking it, so you get to earn fees from the protocol. And then in addition, you can deposit stable coins. So we have USDC, USDT, we have the liquid loans, stablecoin, and the DAO token. Now, let's say you take you take profit in the bull market on the Pulsechain ecosystem, and you need a place to earn some passive income because the dollar's crashing. You want to find ways to earn passive income using your dollars. You can use fiat as a great place to take your $1,000 profit, stake it, earn passive income, earn rewards, use it to be loaned out, and make a massive bag. This is another place that I'm honestly looking at, and I might get into because I think it's great. If you got into the sacrifice for this project, congratulations. Same with Power City. Those are two great projects to be in the sacrifice. But in my opinion, I really do think fiat, famous, and this ecosystem is going to do extremely well. And in the future, I will jump in and go get lost in the sauce when it comes to fiat. On top of that, eFiat was launched on Ethereum. So there's a good chance that it could do well in Pulsechain. And I guarantee you they're about to do the Pulsechain launch for fiat. Now, your third altcoin gem is pHEX. I love this project. I love pHEX. I've done work with a lot of team. Lance is a legend. Such a great dude. Smartest guy ever. Works for NASA. He has a huge resume. Now, when I look at projects in cryptocurrency, a lot of them use stable coins that are backed by real-world digital dollars in the bank. What we saw with USDC, Silicon Valley Bank crashed. The USDC peg went down to like 90 cents, and then it had to regain peg. We're going through a banking crisis. If a lot of these banks start to collapse, there's a good chance that USDC will collapse. So, I mean, if you want to be a degenerate, you can short USDC. Not financial advice. But the main problem with cryptocurrency is the backbone, the lifeline, the heart and soul of it are stable coins. And our stable coins are backed by greedy centralized banks. So in order for this industry to truly break free from the centralized financial monopoly created by the banks, we need a truly decentralized stable coin. And so what pHEX is going to do is they're creating a stable coin where you can pair up Pulsechain tokens with the pHEX tokens and then mint XSD, which is the pHEX silver dollar. XSD follows the price of 1 gram of silver, so that's inflation resistant and can be used as essentially a stable coin. It's decentralized. It does not rely on real world assets or dollars in the bank. In addition, many people have been talking about how there's such a need for this. Richard Hart spoke about it. CZ from Binance. Pretty much every major cryptocurrency developer and project face has talked about the need for a decentralized stablecoin. And pHEX, along with pHEX and all these other projects, are some of the first pioneers in this space. And what makes pHEX extremely dangerous is the fact that they have a first mover advantage in this space. Not only are they going to be launching on Pulsechain, they'll be on Phantom, Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain, and Ethereum. So they're going to be on like 5 blockchains. And there's a good chance that once this project launches, there's going to be copycats all over the freaking place. So, like I said, with first mover advantage, pHEX is going to be a solid play. So please keep your eyes out on this. I've covered pHEX so many freaking times. In addition, I also want to put out some great news. pHEX is on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's also on the Binance Smart Chain. And the official launch date of these projects is going to be May 24th. So if you guys want to get some practice, or if you want to play a little bit on the not really high risk crypto end, but risk it a little bit, you should utilize, I would probably say on Binance Smart Chain first, or Ethereum, but you should keep your eye on this launch date. And there's a good chance that the pHEX silver dollars stablecoin is going to launch at 0, and the idea is it needs to be pegged to the price of 1 gram of silver. So probably what's going to be a great play is actually buying the pHEX silver dollar token outright right at launch. And if it gets up to peg, you could possibly hit a 5, 10, even maybe a 70 or 77x on your money. So that's definitely a huge play, and it will also give you a preview of what to expect on the Pulsechain ecosystem, because they're going to be launching on Pulsechain, Avalanche, and Phantom. So you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be repeating this process multiple times. So now, your fourth and final hidden altcoin gem launching on the Pulsechain. It's going to be one that's controversial. It's one that the community has been attacking, but in my opinion, it's more of an alliance between Hex. But like I said, still there's some beef. It's going to be Zen. Now, Zen has been having a lot of ecosystem launches. We saw DBXM, we saw Phoenix, we saw Doge, Zen, whatever. The projects are launching, burning Zen, and this ecosystem is being built out. Now, what Jack just did was he announced Pulsechain mainnet appears to be live. We are proceeding with Zen launch countdown. Coming over here. Zen launch countdown is in exactly 2 hours, 38 minutes, and 17 seconds. So what this means, you can come onto, let's go up. Was it Zen.network? You come over to Zen.network. You're going to scroll down. You're going to see the Pulsechain right here. You can go and mint it and secure a C score and essentially mint NFTs, mint Zen, and get a big old bag of Zen. There's going to be 2 Zen tokens, Zen Classic and pZen. This is pZen, and then I guarantee you there's going to be another one that's going to say Zen Classic Pulsechain. So we're not going to get too much into that. So the reasoning why Jack wants to launch Pulsechain right away on Pulsechain is because there's a lot of hype. There's a first mover advantage. It's going to bring a lot of eyes to the Zen ecosystem. It's also bragging rights where Jack could be like, we were the first project to launch on Pulsechain than everybody. And so he's going to regain this title. So he's doing it for clout. He's doing it for eyes. He's trying to jump on the Pulsechain train. Now, to be all honest, I get it. Like, you guys think he's trying to clout chase or whatever. I get it. But also, it's a smart marketing play. It's a great way to get Zen out there and to really advertise it to the Pulsechain community. A lot of people in Pulsechain don't like Zen, and if you don't like it, I'm not gonna hate on you. I'll probably get hated on for even mentioning in the stream, but honestly, I'm at this point, since Pulsechain launched, I don't really care too much. So coming back over here, just looking at what's going on. So essentially, Jack is going to be launching pZen right away. And there's a lot of mixed feelings going on. Like I said, he's trying to get the clout. He's trying to promote it. But also, we haven't had price discovery with Pulsechain. So I don't know about approving these transactions and seeing like maybe some people might spend a lot more Pulse tokens that are, well, essentially I think there's a good chance that you might be spending more Pulse tokens to mint the NFT and also to mint Zen going on to the future. So I do see a little bit of a controversy going on. But on the bright side, what we saw here with hold on, let's see, PulseX. Let's see if I can get PulseX real quick. So if I come over here to the burn, PulseX has about 4.06 billion PulseX tokens burned. I do firmly believe once we see Zen launch, we're going to see another billion today, and then probably by the end of this week, the amount of PulseX burn is going to be closer to about 7 billion. Because what I think Jack is going to do is trigger a massive mint wave of people going on the Pulsechain, minting that token, burning Pulse tokens, burning PulseX tokens, and it's just going to cause another leg up in this huge hype going on right now in cryptocurrency. So, I have mixed feelings about this. I'll be straight up honest with you. Like, I love Zen. I do think it's a great play in the next bull market, but also I think he's kind of rushing the ball a little bit. And if anything gets messed up on this launch, he's going to have a lot of people in the Pulsechain ecosystem really upset with him. Whether there's something defunct with the code or I don't know. Anything can happen in the world of cryptocurrencies. But in my opinion, I think it might be the best bet because he's trying to push out this community, grow the community, and there's a good chance that, you know, this token launching right now on Pulsechain could do a lot of great stuff for the Pulsechain ecosystem. Now, one last thing I want to talk about, pHEX Protocol. So, since the Pulsechain launch, pHEX is now live on Ethereum. In my opinion, I think the next launch for pHEX Protocol is going to be Pulsechain. Jack is going to hype up the Pulsechain launch. pHEX is going to come in. They're going to have the pHEX Protocol for Zen Classic, and then they're going to have the pHEX Protocol for pZen. In my opinion, this is going to be a great play for pHEX because it's going to get a lot of eyes on this project. Right now, they're sitting at about 5,776 followers. This will be a great move for the pHEX Protocol, especially if they're trying to get more eyes on them. So ultimately, I firmly believe pHEX is going to launch, and then we're going to see DBXing come in and do a launch as well. So a lot of really great stuff going on in this ecosystem. I'm extremely excited. You know, last thing I want to say is please keep your eyes on pHEX. And then also in addition, when the Pulse Bridge goes live, you'll probably be able to come over here to CoinGecko, type in PLS, and then you'll see Pulsechain pop up, and same with PLSX. And that is when you'll start to see the price discovery, and you'll actually start to see this ecosystem in full swing. So switching to primary screen. Overall, a lot to be excited about. I cover a lot of really cool projects today. So to start off, you know, this has been a project we've all been waiting for a very long time. Anyone that was in Pulsechain, pHEX, or PulseX, we got absolutely vilified. We got called scammers. We had, you know, heads of major centralized exchanges call us like like a cult and just say all these mean things. And now a lot of Hexicans got a chip on their shoulder, and I completely understand why they're like this. But after all that vilification, going through the fire, going through hell, we finally reached a point where this token is launched, and a lot of you guys that got into the sacrifice have potentially made life-changing money. Now, there's still a lot more work to do to make Pulsechain successful. We need to see these projects be successful when they launch. I don't want to see any crazy hiccups. I want everybody to win in this ecosystem. I want projects like Power City, BankX, Love, the whole 9 yards to do extremely well on the Pulsechain. Because in my opinion, if these projects do extremely well, it's going to attract more developers. If we attract more developers, we'll attract corporations. If we attract corporations, we will bring adoption to Pulsechain. I'm the type of dude that gets excited when everybody wins. When I accomplish something, I'm probably happy for maybe 5 seconds. Then I'm like, all right, what's the next one? But the best excitement I get is when I see my friends do extremely well. I see my followers and listeners of this YouTube channel do extremely well. It gives me this really great feeling that I hope one day every single one of you guys behind that screen can feel. So overall, I do believe this Pulsechain launch was probably one of the greatest pieces of news in this month. Now, what to do with your profits, your gains, the amount of money you make off of Pulsechain, Pulsechain, and all these we'll call them richer heart products. I guarantee you the first thing it's going through your head is to buy a nice little souped up Ferrari and go around, post pictures of it on Instagram and do all this crazy stuff and get all this clout and attention. I understand if you want to do that. I grew up poor. I didn't have a lot of money growing up, and cryptocurrency has changed my life, and the career field that I'm in right now has also changed my life as well. So I get it. When you're told your entire life that you have no money, you ain't this, you ain't that, and then finally one day you wake up and you're like, holy smokes, I got so much cryptocurrency worth so much money. It puts a little chip on your shoulder. It gives you an ego. It makes you want to be a little bit more cockier, and it's completely understandable. But to a certain degree, I think everyone needs to kind of humble themselves a little bit, step back, smell the roses, look at the blue sky, and really think about what you're trying to do. Right now in politics and the economy, things aren't doing so well, and it's no shock, it's no surprise. And if you think everything's sunshine and rainbows, you're living in freaking Narnia. We're about to see some huge issues with the banks, the government, the economy, and things aren't going to be looking good. So if there's one thing I can encourage every single person that's viewing this live stream or this video right now, is to consider looking at places out in the country, moving to small town, rural communities, coastal communities, somewhere where you can have neighbors, meet people, make friends, and really try to find a place where you can develop a sustainable lifestyle and prepare for these coming years, because there's a good chance that we might see a lot of craziness right around the horizon. And I get it if you want to buy a Rari or Ferrari or whatnot, but that's not what's going to help you. That's not what's going to bring you enjoyment. At the end of the day, these are just items. It doesn't matter. You can get a little shiny watch that's worth $1 million, but at the end of the day, it's just a watch. But in exchange for being out in the country, growing food, where there's fresh air, nice people, sunshine, a really great lifestyle. These are things I think every single person should strive for. And since we live in the work from home economy, the digital economy, everything can be done through a computer, you are in an extreme advantage compared to the older generation. A lot of these cats don't know how to use a computer. They don't know how to use a cell phone. They still have landlines. They still do checks and stuff that you never even heard about. They know how to write in cursive. And there's some like 5 or 6 or 7 year olds that are not even learning what cursive is. So this is your one opportunity to take what you've done, enjoy the fruits of your labors, and create something that can last generations. If you don't want to get into sustainable living, create a business, buy a restaurant, do something with these crypto gains so that you can make passive income and set up your future generations to succeed and surpass you in their lifetime. Because at the end of the day, nothing matters. Not cryptocurrency, not sports, none of this stupid stuff on social media. The only thing that matters is the younger generation and setting them up to succeed. So guys, that's it for my speech. I know I went a little long, went on a rant. Let me come over here to YouTube. I still need to pop up a chat box on my thing, but let's check this out. All right, so Daniel Valenzuela, sorry if I mispronounced your name, man, but hey, is one hex for 400 pulsex worth it? Probably not. I would probably just wait to look at the price. When it comes to evaluating what are going to be the best moves between, you know, pHEX, Pulsechain, and Pulsechain, you want to look at the price and you want to look at how many tokens are in circulation. The one thing I'll say about HEX is that with HEX, this is your one opportunity to get into HEX on the ground floor. So we saw HEX 10,000x in 2 years. This is like a restart of 2 years ago on a better blockchain with a lot more hype. So what I encourage you to do is probably avoid that ratio. I probably should have covered that earlier. So thank you, Daniel, for putting that out there. But I would probably wait for the Pulsechain bridge to go live. Look at what the market cap of HEX is. And if it's sitting at like $5 million, dude, I go in pretty hard and heavy. Probably stake like a quarter of it full stake. So 555 or whatever. Was it 565? Whatever the max stake. I keep forgetting. Send another quarter out a year towards the end of the bull market and then hold 50% liquid and just rock with it. And I guarantee you, you'll see some awesome results. So yes, I don't think that's a great idea right now, but I also do believe HEX is going to be a huge play since everyone's obsessed with Pulsechain and Pulse. Do the stuff that other people aren't doing, and that's how you're going to make awesome gains. Gray Waltz, can you explain what Wrap Pulse is? Thanks. All right, so Wrap Pulse it's one of two things. So when you have a Wrap token, first thing is it's used for like other blockchains. So you see Wrap Bitcoin, you see Wrapped Ethereum. These tokens are essentially synthetic tokens that can be transferred from one blockchain to another. When you transfer Ethereum to Pulsechain, you're not actually transferring the entire Ethereum token. You're taking your Ethereum token and then creating a synthetic Ethereum token that follows the price of Ethereum and then minting it on the Pulsechain, and then your original Ethereum token is in the bridge. And when you take your synthetic Ethereum token back to the bridge, then it's swapped back into Ethereum, back on the Ethereum blockchain. That's how these wrap tokens work. So that is the first case. And please keep in mind, you'll see it with Wrap Bitcoin, Phantom, any of them. Second case, you can take your wrapped Pulsechain on a blockchain and stake it, and that allows some protocols to take it and lend it out on other blockchains because it's already wrapped and it can be used. That's your second case. It's kind of like a weird loan for certain protocols, and you see that with Life 3, the Life 3 blockchain and the Tomb Finance ecosystem. Now, the next case for wrapped, Pulse, and this is the last one. You can take your wrapped Pulse into pair it up with PulseX, any Pulsechain altcoin, and put it into a LP pair or be a liquidity provider, and it can be used to execute swaps. This is going to be the main case for that Wrap Pulse. Overall, Wrap Pulse is going to follow the same price as the Pulsechain token. The only difference is those are going to be primarily used for liquidity provider pairs. So you can see on PulseX over here, farms, you have wait, excuse me, hold on, I swear I thought I said wrapped Pulse. Okay, well, regardless, I don't know why I'm tripping. I'm sorry, guys. Never mind. So forget what I just said earlier. that wasn't correct. But ultimately, with that wrap Pulse, you do have the opportunity to add it as a liquidity provider pair, or you can just do the basic Pulse. But ultimately, it's going to have the same price on the Pulsechain ecosystem. The main thing it's going to be used is for bridging assets. Are you familiar with Pulsechain? Yes, I am familiar with Pulsechain. I absolutely love that project. We did a video on that project, and the video got over 5,000 views. Now, Pulsechain, it's very similar to the Bitcoin Lightning Network. It's doing a lot of work with, you know, payment processing and being used as a way to use your Pulse to buy products outside the blockchain ecosystem. It's an extremely powerful project. I'm extremely bullish on Pulsechain, something that every single person should be looking at. And if it's successful, there's a good chance you can buy your groceries with Pulsechain tokens using Pulsechain. So it's a great project and something I'm going to cover going on to the future. So let me do a quick reload. Cool. So I think that's it for all the comments, guys. Unless anyone has any more comments. I just want to say, again, probably for the fourth time, congratulations to everybody that got into the sacrifice. The Pulsechain launch is awesome. I'm excited for all you guys to get into this, and I can't wait to cover more Pulsechain-based altcoin projects, because we are going to go on a roll on the Verse Crypto channel. Also, if you guys want some more alpha, follow me at 7he_verse on Twitter. This is where you can find all the plays I put out there on Twitter. I post memes, I look at different projects, I tweet alpha all the time. Everybody wants to know what I'm thinking. That's the place to go. We also promote as many projects as possible. Follow me, and I will definitely follow you guys back. Spread the stoke, spread the love. I love Web3. So, guys, that's it for the video. I want to thank you for viewing the Verse Crypto channel. And before I wrap this video up, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on bell notifications so that I keep you guys updated with the latest, greatest news and information in this space. My name's Khaos Kris. I love every single one of you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.